Today I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest ways that I use AI to improve my book. And I'm not necessarily talking about a book that was written with AI. Everything I will show you in this video can be used to improve your writing as well as what AI writes. If you're wondering why I'm talking about this, I wrote 14 books the traditional way before AI came around. I also spent 3 years working at Kindlepreneur, one of the largest resources for self-published authors. And I've made a point of becoming an expert in AI since it came around to help authors from being obsolete by giving them the skills to keep up. In this video, I'll walk you through 3 techniques or tools that I actually use to improve my books with AI, whether they were written with AI or not. So the first technique is pretty simple. It's simply to have a conversation with AI about your work, whatever it is, about your book. And the way I would do that is I would use the projects feature. Now I'm going to show this off for you in Claude, but this could be done in virtually any of the chatbots. Most of them will do this really well. I find Claude to be one of the best, but you could also use NotebookLM, you could use ChatGPT, you could use Perplexity, anyone will do for this use case. So what you want to do is find the projects feature. Most of the AI chat models have them. In Claude, it's over here on the left. We select that, hit new project, and we'll just call this book critiquer. I know that's not a word, but we're going to run with it anyway. And then from here, we go to instructions. So go ahead and select edit instructions. And this is where you want to write in a prompt, and it doesn't have to be a complex prompt. All right. It could be whatever you want it to be, but I would probably do something like this. I want you to act like a developmental editor for my book outlines, giving me feedback on what could use some work and what is really good. I want you also to make sure that you are asking me questions to make sure you are clarifying what I want, maybe giving me multiple suggestions on what I could do instead, and ultimately helping me find clarity on this outline and making sure everything is perfect before we get into the writing process. So obviously I tailored this prompt to be something for outlines, but you could tailor it to be for the actual text of your book. You could tailor it for an academic piece. You could do whatever you want with it. But the elements that I like to include in this prompt is asking it to act like an editor, whatever variety of editor you need for this project. That could be a developmental editor, a line editor, a proofreader, etc. And the key thing is that you are asking for personal feedback on the work. You are not asking it to fix your work. You're just asking for feedback. And one of the things I always like to put in with these kind of prompts is some kind of indicator of asking it to ask you questions and to give you multiple options to choose from and things like that. The reason I like to do that is because this makes it far more of an interactive and creative process for you, the individual, the human, that makes it feel like you have a lot more control over the output. And you do actually have a lot more control over the output when you do it this way. That way it becomes much more of a collaborative process and the AI is not doing it for you. Now we'll just come here and hit save instructions. And because this is a prompt that I added for an outline, I'm just going to put in my paste an outline here that I've developed and just let it go. So here it is giving me its response. It starts with what's working very well, according to its opinion. Of course, read through this, make sure that you agree. And then it gives you a couple of areas that need development. For instance, it says Oren's arc, structural scaffolding, pretending to be a character arc. He appears in 9 chapters and his function shifts. Cold observer, silent non-intervener, political rescuer, dance partner, unwilling ally, etc. And so you can read through this and see if you agree with it. And if so, you can go ahead and make some changes. You can even prompt the AI to make the changes that you like. But then you'll see here it also asks me a question. The element I most need clarity on before we dig into individual chapters is Oren. Specifically, is Oren primarily a love interest who becomes a political ally or a political ally who has romantic potential? These are very different structural roles, and the answer determines whether his arc needs an internal wound, a betrayal, redemption beat, political ally, or both. How do you see him functioning in this book and across the series? So this is a very excellent question based on the outline, because it's not very clear if this person is more of a love interest, and given the genre that I'm going for here, I definitely want him to be a love interest. So now I would just say, I want him to be more of a love interest, and go from there. And then we just continue this iterative conversational process until we have something that we really like, until we modify the outline to our content. And again, I'm using this outline as an example, but you could do this for a chapter. You could do this from a developmental editing perspective, from a line editing perspective. All you have to do is just swap out a few of the terms that I used in that initial prompt, and go from there. And speaking of line editing, the next technique I'm going to show you is actually using a tool called AutoCrit. I'll make sure to link to AutoCrit down below. I do have a special deal with them that you can get the lifetime deal for this process. They don't usually sell the lifetime deal except maybe on some sales, but usually it's just through people like myself that you can get the lifetime deal. So check that out below. But regardless, this is my current favorite editing tool. Now, it did not start out as an AI editing tool. That was not how, like, it existed long before AI, but it has done some very smart integration of AI into its platform. And even if you have the lifetime version of it, you're not going to be charged additional credits for the AI usage, which is pretty awesome. Now, there are a lot of different features here inside of AutoCrit, including being able to identify things like dialogue, adverbs, evidences of strong writing, like showing versus telling. It can identify areas that could use improvement. But one of my favorite aspects of this, especially an AI generated aspect, is that you can actually have virtual alpha and beta readers inside of this tool that are using AI on the platform. And I gotta say, they do a phenomenal job. Whatever prompting they're using behind the scenes is absolutely stellar. And I know they have access to a lot of data and stuff about like what makes a good book and all of that. So if we look here, I've selected alpha readers known as the harsh critic. You can actually get more here. And let's say I wanted the fantasy reader. I could select that because this is a fantasy book. There are also other readers for other genres, and this will tell me if this is a good fit for a fantasy reader. I've already done the one here for the harsh critic, which I like because it's a harsh critic. It's going to show me a lot of stuff that needs work, right? And so it's telling me that the story's at a 75%, which is great. This story, by the way, is not AI generated, and the reader fit is 65. So maybe a little bit that could use some work there. It gives me an explanation about why that is for both of them. It gives me some favorite lines, and then it gives me the emotion from the beta reader for each chapter and kind of like the strength of each chapter here in a little table, which is kind of fun. It gives you big picture story elements. So what's it think about all of these different things? It gives me a overview of what it thinks of the characters and the conflict, the world building, the theme, the general impressions, and some final thoughts. And you can actually go even further with this at times. You can go here and edit the reader and actually add things that you want it to check for in its response. So you can actually change what this looks like for each of these. It's a really simple thing. All you have to do, I'll show you here with the fantasy reader, is select start reading, and it will go through and run this process through. It's going to take a little while here, but that's essentially all you have to do once your book is inside of their system. And like I said, this is just one of many different things that AutoCrit does, but it's one that I actually find to be quite useful to get an overview of what an audience might think about this particular book in the genre. Now, the third and final technique that I'm going to show off for you today is an automation. This is my attempt to try and remove as much work from the process as possible, because the first two that I've shown you clearly involve quite a bit of work on your part. But is there a way to get AI to do a lot of that drudgery part of it for you in a way that is good enough that you could be satisfied that it will do its job? Most I've been able to do here is this line editing and deslopifier automation that I've created in a tool called N8N. N8N does have a bit of a learning curve to get started with it, and I have a whole playlist for N8N that you can check out on my channel about how to get it started and everything like that. But essentially what this does is it takes a Google Doc. If we zoom in here, it takes a Google Doc, converts it to Markdown so it can better handle it, and then it converts it into 1,500 word chunks. That's about as far as I could get it before it started like not giving as good results. And then it runs through a series of analyses and rewrites. So it actually does 3 analyses on 3 different topics, and then after each one it does a mild rewrite that kind of incorporates all of the information that it got in the analysis. So in this one, this is all about sentences and paragraph and pacing and stuff like that. In this one, we're talking about various line edits, the sort of thing that AutoCrit might pick up for you. And in this one, if you're using AI written text, there is a deslopifier section here that you can use as well. I actually find this is useful for human written work as well, because sometimes humans use things that are overused and cliche, and the deslopifier will help identify some of those things. And additionally, like when it comes comes to AI detectors out there, human work will often be identified as AI just as much as AI stuff is. And so I think having some of this to sort of safeguard against that can be a good thing. But regardless, let me just show you a little bit of what the prompts look like for one of these analyses. This is the instructions. It's quite a extensive prompt here. After it goes through this, all it's doing is it is making a list of things that need improvement. It's not actually rewriting the text at all yet. It's just making a list to improve. And then in this next section, the rewrite, it takes that original text here and the improvement plan here and just asks it to incorporate the feedback from that improvement plan. Now, this is, as far as I've been able to tell, the single most hands-off approach to improving your writing with AI. The real question is this worth it? And the answer is kind of, but you do have to be very careful and read through everything that it produces. Because I do find that sometimes it can change things that you might not have wanted to have changed. I think in most cases improve the writing. It might remove a little bit of your voice in the process, and that obviously is not a good thing. I am currently looking into a more agentic workflow that would allow be kind of a sweet spot between this automation and what we do inside of Claude with a conversation like I showed you for step 1. That's going to be incorporated into my AI tool that I'm developing that, I'm not talking about too much just yet, but it's something that's coming later on down the road. It's not going to be available at launch, but we are going to have a sort of like editing feature inside of that has an agentic workflow that identifies a lot of the things that this automation does, but also makes it easier for you, the human, to go through and approve or reject a lot of those changes. But in the meantime, this is by far, I think, the best bang for your buck if you want something that's totally hands-off. It does a really good job at that. It's not perfect, and obviously if you put more effort in, more of your own editing, it's going to be better than if you use something that was completely hands-off. But if you're strapped for time or something like that, something like this could be a good solution for you. And those are my 3 ways to improve writing with AI, whether it was AI written or not in the first place. If you want more instruction like this, including my complete walkthrough on how to go from nothing to having a book in hand, not just written, but also published, go check out my Story Hacker AI group down below. We just wrapped up our book in a month challenge, and we had literally dozens of people actually finish a book in a month without honestly that much work, and one that's completely in line with their vision and everything. So make sure to check it out down below, and I'll see you in the next video.